Dragons versus gods. Now we know in the story of fairy tale, dragons, they play a pivotal role in what goes down in this story. For example, one of our main characters, Natsu Dragneel, was raised by a dragon, Igneel, one of my personal favorite characters, and not to mention majority of all the other dragon slayers were raised by dragons too. So that just goes to show that without dragons, the main characters, they wouldn't even have parents, they would all be orphans. Another reason why the dragons are so important is because they have so much history. For example, they were there when the humans versus dragon war began. They were there prior to the war, and they have so much knowledge, and they have so much knowledge about the world itself. They're able to teach humans how to use dragon slayer magic, so that shows how important they are to this world of fairy tale. But there's also another group of people that are important in the series, and that are the gods. Now, the gods really haven't been touched up as much as the dragons been, but they still are very important. For example, back in the Grand Magic games, I believe that was one of the first time we've seen the gods being mentioned, or one of the major times we've seen Minerva. She was using some type of god forgery magic, where she was able to create these, or make these mimic god stone statues. She was using them for battle. Another time that a god was revealed was back in the time skip, during the 1 year time skip, where the god of destruction came down, the god of war. Although he did get two-shotted by Natsu, he got the two-piece nugget, I still do think that that was the start of something big. And then after that, and only picks up from there, we get introduced to God Ank'Saram, the one who cursed Zeref and Mavis. He's responsible for creating the strong power that not even death can break. I mean, Zeref, he's been trying to kill himself for so long, but he can't even escape it. And even when Mavis and Zeref, when they thought they found happiness, one of them had to end up dying. So in the end, you could tell that this curse power was very strong. But I know I'm not the only one who's thought to myself, what would happen if dragons and gods collided? For example, we have people like Acnologia, who appear to be on a whole nother level than everybody else, but what would happen if he ran into a god? Maybe one of the 18 battle gods of Yukuma. Maybe if he ran into one of them, he could have experienced some problems. But at the same time, if Natsu was able to defeat them, does that mean that they're all weak? But there's also another chance to say that what if that god wasn't even as strong as the other ones? Because fairy tale has shown a lot of times that if you defeat one person from a group of villains, I guess you call them, that doesn't mean that they're all around the same level. So that could have just been one of the weaker gods. But I'm going to be honest with you guys, I would love to see a battle between gods and dragons. And at this point, I think it can only be Acnologia versus God Ank'Saram, because those are the only two dragon and god that we know of so far. So I think it'll be really cool to see it. But overall, who do you guys think will win in a battle between dragons or gods of the fairy tale verse? And which one do you think has a higher role within the series? Comment what you guys think down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.